The South has been good to us and we've had a blast so far, but this trip to Georgia was never about fun. This boat is in our way. It is now stopping us from moving on to bigger and better things. North Georgia is a huge mecca for Jon Boats and electric-only fishing. We've been pretty busy. We never really got a chance to come down here and convene as a crew to leave our mark on a boat. But now is as good a time as ever. We only have a few days to pull this off. It's hot, it's humid, and we're surrounded by neighbors who hate the sound of power tools at night. So we don't know exactly how we're going to pull this off, but we're going to try. So stay tuned. Check this out. We got a lot of cool things to show you in this boat that we haven't done in any other videos, as the Tin Can crew assembles once again to leave our mark here in Georgia with this tiny boat. Stay tuned. Ryan was the biggest of us all when this all started. He had insane organic momentum when it came to the audience base for the TBNation. He was the first of 3 of us to help me found it, to start this movement. After a 2+ year hiatus, he's finally back, and this is his first big project. And we're over here to help him get it done, because we have bigger plans in stake for the entire movement. For starters, we apply this marine vinyl to all the inner walls inside the rod lockers and then the cockpit. It's actually very pliable. We had used other types of vinyl, skinning, and I really hated that stuff, but this 3M stuff is pretty good quality. It's actually very easy to use and very easy to apply and reapply and readjust if you need to. It's a good alternative if you just want to skin the inside a certain color and you don't really necessarily want to paint it, or you've gone too far to where painting would cause a big giant mess. It's a nice alternative versus, turfing it or gator skinning it, which is far more expensive. And so it's just up to you. But I've never installed this stuff before, so it's kind of a good learning lesson and something to show you all. I had such good momentum with it for using it for a first time that I got a little cocky and tried to, corner it here. And I kind of screwed myself. Seems to be an issue with the cockiness. I gotta really check myself and tone it back. After trying a 3rd and 4th time with retacting, it just seems it was easier to cut it in sheets and then seam it up like so. If you overlap the stuff, it actually is pretty seamless. I mean, it's pretty adaptable. You can actually overlap this 2-3 times on top of each other and it looks pretty clean. It's so thin, you couldn't tell. We use Gator Skins non-skid on the front. It's just a tradition that we use. We love the stuff. It's been almost like a synonymous product with what we do in terms of quality and expectations. So we always use it for the bow piece. 2 people on the boat. We got pretty far, but we need more people. We need reinforcements. So we're gonna go ahead and get as much as we can done tonight, and tomorrow will be different. We have Chris from Jon Boats here for the first time to help us build this boat in a collab, and then we have the man himself, Nate, inside the boat drilling it up. So this wire is going to go in a conduit.
No, this goes right.
Ryan did the entire series before we even got here, so if you want to see how he pre-gapped the entire frame to drop in Nate's dry hatches here, please check out the iCard here to see the entire series. But right now, that's what we're doing. We're dropping in these hatches, and it takes 1,000,000 rivets, 1,000,000 drill holes, and if you do this by yourself, it's just redundant and it's slow. It takes forever just to install one hatch. But when you have like 2-3 people on it, just cranking away, drilling, honing, and sticking in rivets, it goes very fast. But as the day rises and the temperature gets hotter and the humidity just becomes unbearable, we start to slow down. So we take a minute to jerry rig and DIY this little contraption that might actually save us a little bit, so we can have some sort of circulation in this garage. Wow, let me see. Hey, let's get that on the GoPro. Come and bring that over here. Chris?
That's what you call sending it right there.
Chris brings sending it to an entire new level. That's like Were you able to cut anything with that?
Yeah, cut it all the way off.
You cut it all the way off of that little disc.
Yeah.
How did you even get it in there? All right, whatever. All right, so we're all a little tired and hungry, so we're gonna go ahead and break, hang out with the fam, and then we're gonna reconvene later to get this thing done. All right, here, hold on. I got one. Far away. We are using cheap construction paper from the dollar store to make templates for the overlaying terminal panels, the stationary panels, the part of the deck that's just static and doesn't move. That's what we're covering now that we've got all the hatches installed. Unfortunately, it's night, and we have to do this without pissing all of Ryan's neighbors off. We've already made like the one on the left pretty angry earlier today, so just want to make it. Well, I just wanted a little bit of a comfort gap, so that's about
I
good.
thought you were gonna just follow the curve with the damn shear.
That's a little sketch, but here, let me try that. We'll try it. We'll try it. If you're wondering, the quietest and safest way to cut aluminum is with electric metal shears.
I like how clean that thing cuts. How much were those?
60 bucks.
Unless are you a member? No.
No, this is not a good idea.
You're gonna cut straight right here.
What about the little nub piece? Do you care about that?
Nope, cut it off. Hey, right there.
Route the route tag. Just cut straight up this. It'll be easy because it's those binds that'll make it hard for me to grab the necks. So we're just gonna have one very inefficient sheet of aluminum here. That's the whole thing about this is you can't do the complex cuts. You have to like cut in straight lines or it won't work. That's the only thing you'll end up wasting aluminum if you're doing a bunch of zigzag. You just have to compensate for the 1/4 inch.
Really?
Yeah, I mean we just keep losing 1/4 inch little pigtails there.
Yeah. How big a hole? Can we drill in a hole with a hole saw in the corner and you get the shears in there to cut this out?
I've never done it.
Hole saw, Ryan. So you gotta send it.
That coal ball tribute. That's like a precision tool. That's not a power tool. It's the precision. The precision. Okay.
Get your girlfriend.
You're a girlfriend.
Get your bow.
Bar. Here's a bar. All right. All right. Second chance. I don't really know if this is gonna work for real. Let go of it. Yeah, twist that up. Oh, 6-0, spoil ya.
Grab your girlfriend.
I can't believe that worked. Mission success. We cut that piece of aluminum and fit it in there, and none of Ryan's neighbors complained or came out to call us out. So we went ahead and moved on to the back and cut that out. Had to do a little bit of odd shaping. Had to cut one of the sides off so we could cut the rest out and not waste entire sheets of aluminum.
Oh.
Are you gonna pull that for me? Oh, you're so nice. I appreciate that. When somebody holds a tip for you, it's a good person's a good Samaritan. What did you do?
The nut part come off of it.
Why'd you do that?
I didn't do it.
Yeah, you did. Look at, get some pliers, pull that shit out.
Yeah, I couldn't get it out. You gotta have real pliers. Needs some channel locks or something.
Needs Michael Lopez is what it needs. Fucking drill bit.
That was like a fucking 2-hour project.
Anxiety is healthy. So that was a blast. I had actually never installed his hatches or done the frame overlay like that. Last time we did a collab, I was too busy doing the wiring and all the other really intricate important shit. It's kind of fun to drill a million holes and waste a million rivets and stick together an awesome boat deck like that. But this is just half of the battle. Really, only a third. Now we get to do the fun stuff. Probably only needs one strut.
It'll pull the lid sideways.
Most of these hatches are not going to need struts. They're going to be positioned in a way to where it's just going to lean against the boat gunnel. But this big one's heavy and it needs struts. So we're going to take two 40-pound gas struts that are pretty lengthy in size. And we're going to go ahead and install them
Go
on
easy.
the
It's
best
gonna
we
try
can.
to spin on you. Oh, it's gonna pop you. Need to go where I was at originally.
So we drill another hole, set this one back again, and we'll see where we're at. Yeah, look at that. Pull it up. It's really hard to grip. I can't. That's gonna fall off. We're at the point now to where we're just prepping and cleaning everything up so we can finally attach on the hydroturf. We are using acetone to give one final clean of contaminants.
Start buying your replacements.
Right here. Right here.
That matters, right?
Yeah.
Don't use these.
Yeah,
They suck.
They were good for trimming your
They go for trimming, but not for like the actual precise cutting. Maybe a little smaller. There we go. Huskiness.
It's like a prison dagger.
What you're saying?
That's gonna be really, really close.
We're gonna do it.
So this is your good side, right?
Oh, so okay, so you're lining it up to match that hinge. So you pretty much use the hinge as a natural liner. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This corner first, Mike, off the lips. Just hold your end up.
There it is, first christening piece. Very exciting.
Just answer it. Aaron, I didn't order enough. We need 2 more rolls every time.
That's awesome.
Business, Mike.
awesome.
It's a business. You gotta hold it up. How are these lining up? I'm good to like halfway. In the grooves.
No, that's pretty well. It starts to slip right here.
All right. Well, pull it up. And then just lay it back down. You can kind of manipulate.
Right there. Right there is at it. Okay. All right. So we're doing this. We're gonna overlay cut this so it's pretty much seamless. You gotta match up the grooves like so.
Tim can't keep counting.
It's only
What I do?
nothing. You didn't do nothing. That's what you're gonna do.
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna be awesome.
What?
So you want to give, what, about an inch? You leave about an inch.
This. And you gotta push hard.
Slightly longer than what?
This one's overlapping this one, but you want to cut off, like
You want to cut off
1/4
both of
inch.
them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make a cut through both of them.
You take and pull
Yeah.
that one, and that
This one out.
absolutely will match up. Yeah, look at that.
And then you can use your fingernails to work your.
We had really good momentum going all the way through, and if nothing changed, we would have finished this boat. But things did change. Right at the very last second, it had to be a change, which is unfortunate because we only had a finite amount of time. I turn people down all the time who offer me thousands of dollars for me to build them a boat, and they were going to bring it to me, like 3 states away. And, you know, I'd rather just make videos and build stuff for you guys. So when I, like, come all the way out of my state and come to build this boat for free, like, I would expect maybe that they wouldn't change stuff on us. But, you know, it's not our boat. And the reality is when you take on a project for somebody, they have a lot of leverage over you. And so there was changes. And so this is kind of frustrating. Even though it came out nice for what we did, you know, it's kind of an L for us. And when I say an L for us, I mean the Tin Can crew, us, who tried to take this thing on in, I guess, 2.5 days. Not really 3 days. And, you know, just stuff happens. But it is whatever. It is a win for Georgia, and it is a win for Ryan in terms of his, you know, comeback boat. It really did come out very nice. And though we didn't finish it, we got it pretty far to where, you know, one of the only last things he needs to do is the electrical and some other custom ideas that he has specifically for him, you know, to mark his deal as an artist here. This boat series is named Project Wilson, and it's on Ryan's channel. You should subscribe to him. It's Fire here on YouTube. And he's got the whole thing from start to finish to include the origin of how it started, where it's going, and why it's being made, and what it's going to do down here in Georgia. We also have Chris from Jon Boats out here who painted this boat and does fantastic paint jobs. He's also the lead of the channel HGF Hydrographics, and he just does some very, very, very cool stuff. Check him out as well. Also check out my man Anthony Jones. We didn't get to connect too much because he's like full on doing some crazy stuff with his own boats. And it just, the time and the constraints and everything didn't work out. But he's still a part of us. And we'll be catching up next time I'm down here in Georgia. Shout out to Frankie at Piedmont Custom Fab for allowing us to go over to his shop and help him out on some turf jobs and film that. And also to help take part in the fastest electric Jon boat here in Georgia today. Shout out to Troy, huge one for the hospitality and all the welcoming. And a big, giant shout out to my patrons, my channel members, and all my longtime followers who got me here to 100K. We're here to stay, everyone. We're going to take Tiny Boat Nation to new heights. And this marks the end of my course in Georgia for now, but not forever. So let's get back on to our projects. Let's get it done. If you like this boat, please check out our store because we have everything that you would ever need to build it. TBNation.net. Thank you, everyone. See you out there. God bless.